From bar owners who constantly yelled at each other until John got tired and left,
How does it change every other week?
How does it change every other week? Tell me!
to another that fought themselves until their wives separated them, their bartenders left, and John decided to walk out too.
I take care of this. Like, that's how you told me.
The bad side of me, now you're gonna get it.
Chill the out.
Here are the bars John Taffer walked out on and what happened to them, starting with Undisputed Sports Bar and Grill, which was owned by two former boxers, Brian and Miguel, who never fought fair. A sports bar run by fighters in a competitive city should have worked, but the moment the hidden cameras started rolling, that image fell apart. Brian and Miguel were pouring cheap liquor into premium bottles and serving it as top shelf. Every drink going across that bar was misrepresented, and the customers had no idea they were being scammed.
They get the cheap liquor and they put it in here.
Okay, so like that bottle.
Yeah.
Putting cheaper brands of alcohol into premium spirit bottles. That's the type of thing that gets your liquor license taken away and your bar shut down.
You ever know that bar brands went in a car brand bottle, ever?
Yeah, I know. Only 2 bottles that we ever did, and I'll tell you the 2 bottles.
I don't care if it's 1 bottle or 100 bottles.
But the fraud wasn't the only problem, because the bar had no real control system in place. There was no security in place to handle conflicts, making it the kind of environment where one spark could turn into something much worse. When John caught them, he didn't handle it quietly. He called the owners thieves and angrily walked out of the bar.
I don't care if it's 1 bottle or 100 bottles. You're a thief. And I say the same to you. You're a thief. What integrity do you have left?
Obviously none.
Shame on you. I'm out of here. So let me out of here.
That single decision flipped the entire environment. Within a few moments, the bar erupted into a full-scale brawl, as angry customers got to find out about the cheap liquor they bought in place of premium ones. The worst part was that John's crew got caught up in it because people were carelessly throwing punches, shouting, and even pushing. And with no real security to contain it, the situation escalated so quickly that the Yonkers police had to respond while filming was still in progress. It became one of the most chaotic and dangerous scenes the show has ever captured. Viewers picked up on just how dangerous the situation really was, with many pointing out how quickly things got out of control. "This is the most dangerous bar I've ever seen. I couldn't believe that a bar would not have security." John stepped back while everything unfolded, but he didn't abandon the rescue. Once the situation had settled, he came back the next day and moved forward. He brought in Chef Aaron to train the kitchen staff on how to prepare tasty dishes like chicken wings and sauce, and celebrity mixologist Russell Davis to retrain the bartenders on how to make a Manhattan, Mojito, and Peach Cosmo. Also, he renamed the bar Soyo, short for South Yonkers, introduced new systems, and rebuilt the operation from the ground up. After the rescue, the bar was doing pretty well and its sales increased significantly. However, Brian and Miguel couldn't maintain the systems John put in place. Miguel even argued that John's concept wasn't the best for the bar. Since the bar slipped back to its former ways of running the business, it started struggling with low sales to the extent of having a 60% crash and frequent issues with the police. That decline is reflected in the customers' feedback, with the bar sitting at a poor 3.3-star rating on Yelp. Unfortunately, the bar shut down in March 2018 because of these recurring issues. What started as a shortcut to make money ended up destroying the business entirely. The owners of Undisputed lost their bar by trying to scam customers, but at Dirty Rooster, the owner was his own best customer, and it affected the bar badly. This bar was seen in Season 4, Episode 8, and was owned by two best friends, Rob Hoffman and Steve Malman. With a lakeside location, it had everything it needed to stand out. But by the time John arrived, that advantage meant nothing. Rob had completely checked out as a manager, and was spending more time drinking than running the bar. It got so bad that one of his own staff had to take a drink out of his hand and tell him to stop.
"That's a lot of Jack. Stop it."
That lack of control showed up clearly during recon. John's team watched Rob move through the bar, handing out free drinks to customers without ringing up a single order.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots.
Happy birthday, Ashley!
He wasn't just overpouring, he was giving the product away while the business bled money.
Here's what's unbelievable. We're seeing incredible amounts of alcohol being consumed, but have you seen one transaction? Have you seen $1 move?
I haven't seen money.
That's why they're failing.
And instead of pulling things back, he took it even further. At one point, he climbed the bar, lifted his shirt, and allowed customers to pour drinks on his body. That alone would have been enough, but he still kept going, turning the bar into a spectacle instead of a business.
I want to buy the whole bar around a shot.
No.
Get on it. Get on it. Let me help. I'm going to help. Get on the bar. Get on the bar.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, look at this. Someone's gonna kill themselves.
Shot. Everybody.
This was the breaking point. John had seen enough and made a decision on the spot, and sent his team members to let Rob know about it.
Rob is at a point of unreasonable behavior. He's binge drinking, he's obnoxious, and he doesn't give a So if he doesn't give a I'm sending my experts in just to tell him I'm not coming.
Hey, Rob, how you doing, buddy? My name's Nick Liberato. This is Raul Feria. We work with John Taffer, and we just watched you for the past hour and a half. Just want to let you know we're out of here, buddy. Have a good night.
By the next day, John addressed it directly, and his position was clear. He wouldn't return unless Rob was stripped of his management role and removed from daily operations.
So are you saying then that the two of you as majority shareholders of this business, that you are alleviating management of their responsibilities, and you are now going to take over this bar?
Correct, yes.
Once the other owners agreed, the work finally started. John brought in culinary expert Nick Liberato to teach his staff how to properly prepare menu items like cheese sauce and nachos. At the same time, the bartenders were retrained to make proper cocktails, including the Lake Marie Daiquiri. The bar itself was rebranded as Lake Marie Lodge, leading into its lakeside identity with a complete interior redesign. For a while, it seemed to work. Customer reviews reflected a noticeable improvement, with one saying, "They have great specials. They're just down the street from me. I ordered the $1 tacos and they were pretty good. I would love to come back and try more options." And another, "It's your standard chain bar. Boaters and snowmobilers hang out there along with locals. A good stop after snowboarding, with lots of TVs, pool tables, darts, and good bartenders." But that turnaround didn't last. Not long after the rescue, the owners abandoned the new name and reverted to their former name, Dirty Rooster. And with old habits creeping back in, the same internal issues resurfaced. The conflict between the owners never really got resolved. Eventually, the bar shut down in 2015. Before closing, it held a poor 3.0 rating on Yelp, a sign that even with improvements, the foundation issues that Taffer walked out on were never strong enough to last. But if it's bad enough when a manager drinks on the job, well, this next bar was a total circus. Things got so out of control that motorcyclists and horse riders nearly took over the bar. Kid Chiline's Badass Barbecue, featured on Bar Rescue Season 3, Episode 9, was owned by a couple, Scott and Donna. When John arrived at this Black Canyon City, Arizona bar, what he found was not just disorganization, it was an outright disaster. Scott rode a motorcycle straight into the bar, filling the space with smoke and showing zero regard for the customer's health.
This guy's burning rubber inside the bar.
Do not let people do stupid things.
And they're excited about it.
Donna was no better. That same night, she drank repeatedly and lost control more with each round. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more chaotic, someone rode a horse into the bar. Customers were stunned, but Donna laughed about it. At that point, John stepped in, but trying to reason with Scott went nowhere because he was too intoxicated to even recognize who he was.
Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure, good to meet you.
You look as good in all of your pictures as you have as all of your,
Thank
all
you.
your shows.
You seem so intoxicated, I'm surprised you know even who the hell I am, to be honest with you.
To be honest
Is
with
this
you,
the way you run your business drunk like this?
I try not to.
Well, you're not succeeding, are you?
No.
Because you
not
blew it
today.
tonight.
I did.
All right, why don't we get the three of us, let's go inside and talk so I can learn a little bit about this place, okay? Hopefully you're sober enough to remember something for me.
John managed to sit both owners down, hoping to regain some control, but Donna kept interrupting and couldn't stay focused.
Only I can tell you to shut up, that's the deal.
And you can tell me to shut up, and I will listen.
Thank you. How in debt are you?
I might not.
Look at me, try to concentrate,
Okay.
okay?
How dare
Try to
we-
at least
what?
act.
$180,000. That's my number tonight.
Even after agreeing to listen, she continued to derail the conversation. The frustration on John's face said everything before he spoke.
Try and understand where we're at, let me talk.
Well, let me tell you. This is how we don't see eye to
All right,
eye
Donna,
on
look
this
at me.
bar.
Shut up. Don't talk.
I will listen to you.
Don't talk. What happened
try.
was,
Then John made it simple and threatened to walk out of the bar if they continued with their attitude.
So, Aaliyah, they don't drink in this place. That's the deal.
Absolutely.
You guys have one drink, I walk out of here.
Against expectations, they honored the deal and John returned. This time, he brought structure with him. Barbecue expert J.B. Brown stepped in to show the kitchen staff how to make real barbecue. Mixologist Russell Davis followed, retraining the bartenders in introducing proper drink standards, including whiskey sours done right. Also, John installed a new smoking system, giving them the tools to produce good quality barbecue consistently.
So what I wanted to do is put in the world's best smoking system and give you guys real barbecue.
It's a Cook Shack SM160 smoker.
It's absolutely consistent, simple to operate. It'll be true barbecue. Slow smoked in a real smoke.
The transformation didn't stop there. John changed the name to Chilean Saloon, Steak and Barbecue, redesigned the interior, and shifted the bar from chaos to a space people could actually enjoy. Relaunch night proved the shift was real. The atmosphere changed, the service improved, and customers loved it. In the months that followed, sales climbed by 40%, a clear sign that the changes were working, as the bar now sits at a 3.9 star rating on Yelp. Aside from the business progress, there's also been a personal shift as Donna stopped drinking and lost weight. That change may matter more than anything done to the bar itself. Today, it's still open with an active presence on Facebook, where they mostly post about specials and events. The owners of Kid Chileans finally stepped up to save their legacy. However, the next bar in Season 3, Episode 5 features an owner whose lack of anger management almost led him to trouble. Zanzibar was a 6,200 square foot billiards bar in downtown Denver, Colorado, owned by Ami Benari. While the bar was performing well at the beginning, everything changed in 2011 when Ami was involved in a near-fatal car accident that kept him away from the business for months. By the time Ami returned, the business had collapsed and was losing over $3,000 monthly. That made him make a disgusting offer to passersby, hoping that would lure them in to patronize him.
Free beer? Put massage on the house. Very cheap, sir!
However, that didn't work, so when John Taffer arrived, he brought in Chef Brian Duffy and mixologist Jerry Costa to help rebuild the operation. But during recon, the dysfunction was obvious almost immediately. Bartenders were overpouring, drinks were being made incorrectly, and Ami himself was giving alcohol away for free.
You're pouring triple portions. That looks so full. Ooh, look at her face.
You can't serve that to customers. It's entirely too much alcohol.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, free champagne!
Free champagne.
Oh my God.
Who wants to have 2 shots?
He's doing another bottle.
The stress test exposed even more cracks. Food orders disappeared, the staff ran out of glassware, and Ami wandered around performing magic tricks while service collapsed around him.
2 plates at a time.
2 of the New Yorkers. Anybody know where they go?
Was there anything on the ticket? So you're gonna walk away without telling him where does the food go, Trisha?
Hey! Jay! Jay!
I need help! There's no glassware. I have to jump in and make drinks, but there's no glassware. We have no one to get the glasses for us, so.
Close your hand and prevent me from taking the coin.
Ami is doing magic tricks for us to help out.
At that point, John had seen enough and decided to confront them about the condition of the bar and how they failed during the stress test. But Ami looked directly at Brian Duffy and repeatedly called him demeaning words.
Who was in charge of the kitchen tonight?
He and you.
Mr. Fat Boy. Fat Boy should have... Yes, Fat Boy. You should stop the kitchen long time ago.
You had 6 checks. You had 6 checks. You entire kitchen. I have never in my entire
Go
career.
back to your boss. Fat Boy.
John was so furious that he lashed out at Ami, causing tension between the two of them. The argument escalated so quickly that both men had to be physically separated before it turned into something far worse.
You disrespectful son of a bitch! Don't punch me! Don't punch me! Don't punch me!
Because of Ami's disrespect, John walked out, genuinely unsure if he even wanted to continue the rescue again.
That guy is one of the biggest I've ever met. Good night.
But the next day, things changed when John had a meeting with Ami that revealed his precious struggles that were enough to bring John back in.
$200 and not knowing the language. I have 3 beautiful kids, beautiful wife.
I support my family in Israel. There's so much on the line here.
It's a classic story. You came here chasing the American
Yes,
dream.
absolutely. I love America.
I want to help you achieve the
I
American
believe
dream.
you do.
The bar was rebranded as Solids and Stripes, with the billiards concept rebuilt into the center of the business instead of an afterthought. At the 6-week check-in, sales were reportedly up 50%. But even after the turnaround, Ami still could not completely let go of the original identity. By the time John returned for the Season 4 Back to the Bar follow-up, the name had already been changed back to Zanzibar. Ami also expanded the entertainment side of the business, adding more gaming tables, bringing back free pool, and introducing foosball and shuffleboard. Unlike many rescues from that era, this one survived. Today, Zanzibar Billiards is still open with its original name, and a strong online presence on Facebook, where they make posts especially about the game nights. At Zanzibar, the bar nearly collapsed because of the owner's attitude, but the next bar in Season 3, Episode 12 had a different case that sank it into a hole of fraud. Kashmir was a nightclub in Raleigh, North Carolina. On the surface, it looked like a bar that had lost its direction, the kind John fixes every week, but the hidden cameras told a different story. The problem wasn't confusion, it was control. And James, the manager, had turned the bar into a stage for himself. He wandered into the wrong bathrooms, hit on both staff and customers, and kept handing out drinks while the bar sank deeper into debt. James pushed it further. He blasted music so loud it drove customers away, climbed on top of tables, pulled off his shirt, and left the bar to run itself.
That t-shirt.
This guy is taking the glory from his customers and giving it to himself.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Watch out, everybody. The shirt's about to come off.
At the same time, he was training the business. Through constant drinking and free shots, he gave away whatever profit the bar could have made.
Rocky, how much were the comps on him tonight?
150.
And what were the total sales?
664. That's including their comps.
So we did 500 in sales, 150 in comps for him.
This was where John drew the line. After confronting James over the damage he had done, John walked out of the bar.
You want to party and be a big shot? Do it on your own money, not his.
I will prove myself to you.
I'd like to see it.
Goal.
I would like
prove
to see
myself
it.
to you.
Get your alcohol breath out of my face and prove it to me tomorrow. Okay? Because I don't really want to smell you right now.
However, he did not abandon the rescue entirely. He returned the next day to speak with James and the owner, Brandon, but then his team uncovered something worse. The bar had been pouring cheap liquor into premium bottles and charging top-shelf prices.
Why is there scotch tape on this bottle? North Carolina is an alcohol control state. They put tax stickers on the bottles, and over time, these labels wear out because of handling. You think I found anything? Are they refilling liquor bottles, Troy? Because I know the answer. I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, it's happening.
And are we putting bar brands and call brands?
It's happening.
Because of this daylight fraud, John threatened to walk out on the bar for the second time in less than 48 hours. But he gave them one condition to follow, and only then he'll stay.
All you do is embarrassing yourself more by the minute. Every bottle you guys dump down the drain. That's the deal.
They followed through, and only then did the work begin. Mixologist Joe Brook trained the bartenders to make proper drinks like martinis. Chef Nick Liberato worked with the kitchen on simple, easy-to-execute dishes for the stress test, while Jesse Barnes focused on service and hospitality. James was fired, ending the chaos that had been running the bar.
James, I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. You're fired. That's what it is. You're fired.
John completed the rescue with a clear reset. The bar was renovated, renamed Dual Ultra Nightclub, and rebuilt around proper systems, honest pours, and a concept that could function properly. In the months that followed, the bar improved significantly, with sales rising by about 25%, but that change didn't last. The bar closed in 2014, less than a year after the rescue. Without giving a good reason for their closure, the posting saying RIP is the last post on their X account, showing that it must have been a heartbreaking reason and decision for them. But apart from that, the bar held a low 2.7 rating on Yelp, which showed that they had a terrible decline. The customer feedback reflected that decline, as one said, "I was here for the Pulse 102.5 birthday boo. And man, was it depressing for a birthday party on Halloween. All other joints next door had decent crowds, but this place was deserted. A couple of go-go dancers were there too, but that also couldn't pull people to the dance floor." While the manager's terrible behavior dragged Kashmir into the mud, the next bar was being torn apart by a family that couldn't stop fighting and pushed Taffer to his limits. The Tailgate Sports Bar featured on Bar Rescue Season 3, Episode 35 was mismanaged by a father and his children, whose constant conflicts had driven the business into the ground. The tension was so heavy that the staff could barely function. Everyone blamed each other, and nothing moved forward.
We've been telling her, so-and-so needs to go.
Why can't she?
He told her 20 times.
No, they're trying to fire people that they haven't trained, or they haven't told them what the rule is. Their rules are different every other week.
How does it change every other week?
How does it change every other week? Tell me!
The constant banter and argument became too much for John to work with, so he walked out, making it clear that he would only return once the family resolved their issues.
It's time to take accountability. Make some management moves tonight and talk together. Act like business owners. Come on. This family is screaming and yelling at each other. I'm gonna leave them to talk tonight. They need to come up with an understanding themselves so I can get to work tomorrow.
After the family sat down and agreed to fix things, John returned to continue the rescue. He brought in culinary expert Brendan Collins to train the kitchen staff on how to make fresh, properly prepared burgers. At the bar, mixologist Phil Wills trained the staff to focus on simple, consistent cocktails. The stress test, however, exposed deeper problems. Customers sent back raw burgers, Rob's carelessness triggered a major grease fire in the kitchen. It was a level of negligence John could not ignore. He walked through the smoke, called out every failure, and shut the entire service down mid-test to prevent anyone from getting hurt.
Guys, we have a dangerous situation. We need to shut this bar down.
Even after that, John returned the next day to continue helping Pops and his family. He pushed them to reconcile and placed Zuzu in charge as bar manager.
Now that we fixed the family.
Bartender role, but I think it needed to be expanded.
Susie, would you like to be our bar manager?
Of course.
We would love to have you.
He renamed the bar the Shot Exchange Bar and Grill, building it around a high-energy shot concept and a stronger management structure. Following the rescue, their code of conduct improved, and operations became more stable, especially as Diane and Mike worked through their conflict. They kept the changes John made and did not revert to the bar's old name, which helped them succeed more, holding a 3.2-star rating on Yelp. Eventually, the family chose to move on. In 2015, they sold the bar to new owners, who operated the bar under the same name, and they are still open to date. While the family crisis almost made Tailgate miss a transforming opportunity, the next bar sold their business to escape the stress, but the next owner wouldn't leave for anything. In Season 4, Episode 12, John met Lonnie Walker, a talented jazz musician who treated her bar like a performance stage instead of a business. The Underground Wonder Bar was over $515,000 in debt, yet Lonnie showed little concern. During recon, customers walked out in large numbers while Lonnie stayed on stage, unaware that the bar was slowly getting empty and the staff was falling apart.
Customers are walking out, so she's been on stage now for about 4 minutes, and they're already leaving.
And whenever John offered solutions, Lonnie pushed back, turning each one into an argument about her passion for art.
I mean, you're trashing my music.
I'm here to make you money. Do you understand that?
Christ.
You want to doodle, or do you want to talk to me?
Did you dye your hair?
So you're going to attack me personally because I'm attacking your business? Is that,
No, you're
is that where
attacking.
you're at?
You're attacking me.
This is my reputation. I've made millions of dollars in this business. I'm here to make you money and help your future. And I am telling you, either pick a dream or pick your money, because you're not going to have both.
The resistance peaked when she told John that she did not trust him, which offended John as he ended the conversation, stood up, and walked out.
Go.
Whatever. Stick it.
Lonnie's in debt of $500,000, and as long as she doesn't accept reality, she's gonna fail.
However, John returned the next morning after Jordan, Lonnie's son, reached out following the previous night. For the rescue, he brought in mixologist Russell Davis and Chef Pink. The bartenders were trained to make proper old fashions, while Lonnie and the kitchen staff worked on Chicago-style dishes.
Sometimes bourbon. We're gonna use bourbon in this case. 1/4 ounce of our simple syrup. 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. 1, 2. I'm gonna ice my glass over here. You guys can do live long and prosper.
Even then, during training and renovation, Lonnie resisted. She questioned every change and rarely agreed with the direction, which frustrated John.
I wouldn't be doing it. Come on, Lonnie. Am I gonna have to justify every decision I make to you?
I completely get that you're not targeting me. That's loud.
Well,
That's
then-
loud and clear.
Well, then you need to shut the hell up and listen. Jesus, I feel like I'm back in elementary school. Go draw your hearts and your anger lines.
Because of that, John put a condition in place. Both Lonnie and Jordan had to agree not to return to the old name for at least a year if he moved forward with a rebrand.
Name back. So we're gonna have to solve that.
Jordan?
Yeah.
I just want to make this really clear. I'm not going to remodel this bar for your mom to name it the Underground Wonder Bar the next day. So I am going to ask you both to sign an agreement that says you will not change the name of this bar for a year.
He moved ahead and renamed the bar Clear Bar, giving it a more modern look aimed at a different crowd. He also upgraded the sound system, improving the overall music experience for relaunch night.
I got Soundproof Chicago to come in here and putting a great damping system.
Who wants some live music?
After the rescue, sales increased by 30% and the bar showed signs of improvement. However, the progress did not last. Soon after filming ended, Lonnie changed the name back to Underground Wonder Bar, going against the agreement she'd signed. Even so, the bar held a strong 3.8 star rating on Yelp before it shut its doors for good in September 2017, roughly 2 years after the rescue. Even after the closure, Lonnie continued performing and remained active through the bar's Facebook page. But while Lonnie Walker failed even after she fought John every step of the way to keep her dream alive, the owners at End Zone Sports Bar and Grill were too busy fighting each other. This bar was owned by Justin and Sean, two co-owners who could not agree on anything. Then recon began, and things quickly moved past tension as a bartender got into a physical fight with Sean's wife.
His wife getting in.
Get out of my face. You don't even know me, bitch. I don't care. I swear to God. Assault me. Assault me. Don't talk. You don't know. You don't even know what I'm talking.
Look at this.
Get the out of my face, please. Right here. Call me.
Before that could even be resolved, Justin and Sean were already screaming at each other, being pulled apart by their staff and even their wives.
My money. Let me tell you something, dude.
You.
Down the you. This place is down because I brought you on.
Really? What the are you talking about?
Take care of this place. Financially involve me. Financially involve me.
That was before I got here. You want the bad side of me? Now you're gonna get it.
Chill the out.
Even more so than John and his team, the staff saw enough, and one by one, they made the same decision and walked out, leaving the bar behind after the fight. John made his decision too. He drove away without ever going inside. This was more like a walkout without even a walk-in because he left without meeting them.
There's no way I can go into this bar tonight. The majority of the employees already left. I think I'm gonna let these hotheads cool down, and I'll come back tomorrow.
He returned the next morning to a bar that was barely functioning. Most of the staff had quit overnight, leaving only a few people behind to hold things together.
How you doing, Mr. Taffer?
John, please, Justin. Where's everybody?
No one's here yet. They're even coming.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Last night, Taylor and Sean were going at it on the patio. Stephanie went out there and got in her face.
You know what? Get out of my face. You don't even know me.
It's a very hostile work environment.
And then on top of that, we almost got into a fight. People had to separate us. Everyone in the bar heard it.
Despite that, he moved forward with the rescue. He brought in mixologist Kate Gerwin and chef Vic Vegas to train the remaining staff. The kitchen focused on simple dishes that they could handle, like hot dogs, burgers, and mozzarella sticks, while the bartenders were trained to make basic drinks with speed and consistency. However, despite the training, the stress test exposed how fragile everything still was. It failed, and John had to shut it down and dismiss the customers.
Listen up, everybody. We still have some service issues. Come back here in 2 nights. See our new bar, and I promise you the service will be better. See you in 2 days.
The next day, John brought in a lawyer to address the partnership. The goal was to create clear terms that both owners would be forced to follow with no more fights.
Based on that, you're going to get a certain interest in the business.
Yes, sir.
And in this contract, you're not responsible for those prior taxes.
So you're comfortable with that?
Yes, sir.
Great, and you're comfortable with that as
Yes.
well?
He also pushed them to apologize and attempt some level of reconciliation. The bar was fully renovated and rebranded as the Houston Sports Hub, with a look that finally matched the proper sports bar. As part of the overhaul, John added a new POS system and installed a modern beer tap to improve speed and sales. Relaunch night went smoothly, and customers responded positively. At first, they kept John's changes, but eventually, the bar reverted to its original name. And also, since the conflict between Justin and Sean was never fully resolved, despite showing as it did in the episode, Sean eventually left the partnership and opened a new bar named The Corridor directly across the street. With no proper management, Houston Sports Hub closed in 2022. It lasted longer than most would have expected, considering how it started. While the owners at End Zone were so busy fighting each other that they nearly missed the chance for a rescue, the next bar owner allowed trauma to mess up his mind, which affected his business negatively. Triple Nickel Tavern was a punk rock bar bought in 2005 by the owner J.J. Greuter, who was a musician and saw the bar as a second business. At first, it was making huge profits every month, and the music scene was loud and proud.
Bar in town. We were bringing in about $25,000 a month.
By the time John Taffer showed up in Season 5, Episode 12, the bar was $150,000 in debt. Because of that, JJ was drinking every night and treating his staff poorly. During recon, John watched JJ get physical with his bartender, Randy, even throwing a chair at him.
Oh, you brother.
Stop it. Do something. I'm not getting in between it. I told you guys 100 times. You want to pull my hair again? Pull my hair. Go ahead.
He's instigating.
Oh my God. There you go.
Look at this freaking place.
Now.
At this point, John couldn't wait to see more of the ways JJ degrades his employees in front of customers. So he stormed out of the bar and gave JJ a taste of his own medicine.
Lay down on the floor like he did. Go ahead. Do it, ass.
Put me on the floor.
This is getting awkward.
Lay down on the floor.
I'm not getting on the floor.
Then I'm not rescuing your bar. Now you know what it's like to be a degraded piece of.
John was so disgusted that he sent the staff home and walked out, leaving the rescue in doubt.
No fights. Go home. If you humble up, I'll help you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
The next day, John came back for a real talk. During the discussion, JJ opened up about the family he lost and how the bar was tied to his father's memory.
In the bar, my sister passed away. She was 34. And then a couple months after that, my mom got breast cancer. She died 2 years after that. And then my big brother got leukemia and passed away 2 years after that. I kind of hit rock bottom. Pretty devastating things happen in a 7-8 year span.
You've had some rotten luck, buddy.
Yeah.
John told him that letting the bar fail was doing more damage than just losing a business. It was letting his father's legacy pass away with him. And that was the wake-up call JJ needed. He cleaned up his act and got back into the kitchen to lead his team.
Good standard, my family name, my dad. Disheartening. I want to make this place awesome again.
Unlike many other bars on the show, John decided to keep the name Triple Nickel Tavern after renovation, but updated the interior since the regulars loved it. 6 weeks after John left, sales were up, and the business started experiencing a raise again. The bar thrived and eventually moved to a new, bigger location right across the street. Currently, Triple Nickel has constantly marked its online presence by posting about its latest activities, like specials, game nights, all of that proving that the whole rescue was a success. While Triple Nickel dealt with an owner who saw his employees as nothing, the next bar almost caused a health disaster. J.A. Murphy's was owned by Keith and his partner Joel. To access some information about the bar, John Taffer sent in his daughter Sam, an experienced bartender, for recon. But she was nearly served nachos that had been cross-contaminated with raw chicken.
3 minutes, 7, 1?
3.
All right, be back.
That's cross-contamination. She's touching raw chicken and then cooked food without washing her hands in the middle. It's all cross-contaminated.
Here you go. Mixed nachos, chicken, and cheese. There you go.
The moment John saw that, he got angry and walked straight into the kitchen and shut it down immediately.
Right?
Yes, I'm an ass.
Those people are gonna know you're an ass when I walk out of here too.
Eric
You're gonna
Black.
get sued from this. Take that food, throw it away. Throw it all away. Shut it down. Nobody.
Things were so bad that he told the owners to clean up, warned the customers about the risk, and walked out.
Clean this damn kitchen. I'm the out of here. Don't eat anything here. Don't eat the frickin' fruit. And I'm not kidding. You will get sick.
John returned the next morning after they claimed the kitchen had been cleaned. He brought in flare mixologist Chris Cardone. But before any training could even begin, the real condition of the bar became clear. Maggots were found under the bar mats, and there was no way to move forward in that state. For the kitchen, John brought in Chef Brian Duffy. During his inspection, he found mouse droppings inside a food storage container.
Now, my biggest concern would be things like this. Do you know what that is?
It was another massive setback, and in order to work in a healthy environment, John ordered a full cleanup and stepped away again, making it clear that he would not return until the staff fixed the situation.
Clean this place. Man, I'm gonna make this staff clean this bar. It's disgusting.
Before John's experts can even begin training the staff, they must clean the filthy bar.
This is what happens when you just let it go.
While cleaning, they discovered a dead rat behind a refrigerator that had just been moved. Once the bar was finally clean, John moved forward. Smirnoff mixologist Jetty Costa and Chris Cardone trained the bartenders on a simple cocktail menu with flair. Even then, the problems were not over. During training, it was discovered that a support beam was rotted, making the building unsafe. John ordered an immediate evacuation. He stayed away until the repairs were completed. When he returned, training resumed.
We're gonna do 1 egg, shake it in real nice. So we're gonna do cheese first. We're gonna do a little bit of bacon, and then what we'll do, we're just gonna pop it on here just like this.
Start off with a napkin move, so it's gonna look like this. Make sure that you're following it with your hand.
Come get the food.
Hustle, buddy.
Absolutely.
Now you should be taking her credit card from her.
Awesome.
Poppers and nachos.
And the bar was renamed Murphy's Law. The renovation was extensive. John redesigned the interior to improve both workflow and the customer experience. He also installed an automatic cleaning and disinfecting system, along with a draft beer system and a new freezer. And with that, the relaunch night went well. Food came out properly, and customers responded positively.
It looks freaking delicious.
As it burns in the mouth.
After the rescue, the bar showed signs of improvement, and the food and drink sales continued to rise by 25%. That progress was reflected in the customers' feedback, as Murphy's Law held a solid 4.2-star rating on Yelp, supported by strong reviews saying, J.A. Murphy's is the kind of neighborhood bar that you love to walk into and then stumble home from. The staff is fun and courteous, and the food is affordable and delicious. I recommend the $5 crab mac and cheese or the fried pickles. Both are great with a $1.50 Coors Light. Despite that, Murphy's Law closed in July 2012, before the episode even aired, due to its debts.